Welcome back to GTU. Nisha sits down with New York Times best-selling author Brad Taylor in this sponsored interview. Take a look.
New York Times best-selling author and former Special Forces officer Brad Taylor is back with an edge-of-your-seat thriller featuring Pike Logan in his newest novel, Dead Man's Hand. And joining us now for this sponsored interview is the author himself, Brad Taylor. Brad, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Give us a synopsis. What is Dead Man's Hand all about?
It's about the war in Ukraine against Russia. It's kind of a current events. I usually don't write about current events because they're current and something can go sideways with the war in Ukraine. But I found the perimeter system inside Russia, which is a nuclear response that they still have, which is basically as feeds from its old school artificial intelligence, feeds from seismic sensors to communication nodes to all these things. If they're all met, then the computer says the first strike has happened and it'll launch the missiles all on its own. It's called the Dead Hand in the West. It's called the Dead Man's Hand. Putin has changed it in my book fictionally to the Dead Man's Hand, which is not a first strike that initiates it. It's if he goes, if something happens to me, you're all going down with me. And there's a band of partisans in Ukraine who want to end the war. They see the only way to end the war is to get rid of Putin, not knowing that the Dead Man's Hand exists.
Brad, when the war first started, did you know you would write about it? Or what inspired you to, like you say, tackle a current event?
No, like I said, I don't like writing about current events. Even this book, certain things have happened. Part of the book is about Sweden joining NATO, Sweden and Finland. They were going to join together as a team. It's either both of us or none of us. So I got halfway through the book and Sweden said, nah, we'll do it on our own. And they joined NATO, forcing me to do some rewrites.
So this is part of a series. Can you read Dead Man's Hand without having read any of your other books? Can you just dive in?
Yeah, definitely. You can read all the books stand alone throughout the series. What I tell people is usually the worst thing that'll happen is Pike will make a joke to somebody because it's sequential in the series. He'll make a joke about something that's in a previous book, has nothing to do with the plot of this book. But if you go back and read, you may go, I think I know what's going to happen here.
You've written 17 New York Times bestsellers. That's incredible. Congratulations. What would you say is the secret to your book's success?
I guess the biggest secret is I'm a reader before I'm a writer. So I always write something that I myself would like to read. I don't ever try to chase, what's the prevailing winds and polls on what the reader want today. I write what I'd like to read, and I just stick with that.
Brad, I was reading the reviews on the back of the book, and it says, quote, Brad Taylor knows his stuff. Taylor is one of the most premier authors when it comes to writing about the world of special ops. You are a 21-year veteran, retired lieutenant colonel. Thank you for your service. How do you make your books with all that experience? How do you put it in there and really make it realistic?
Well, you can't help but fall back on the experiences that you know. So I don't ever take anything like, I did this in Iraq or I did this in Afghanistan. I'm going to put it in a book. But when you're writing, you write your own experiences. So if I was going to write a scene about riding a bike, you'd think about what it's like to ride a bike. So I'm writing a scene about a gunfight or operational planning or any of that type of stuff. I can't help but reflect back on my own experiences.
I'm already a fan of yours, Brad. You live in Charleston, where my best friend just moved. You're in a gorgeous spot. Where can people get your book?
They can get them, as they say, wherever fine books are sold. You can get them online at Barnes & Noble, any bookstore. But if they want to get an excerpt, they can go to my website, bradtaylorbooks.com, and they can read an excerpt of any of the books I've written for free.
The author of the brand new book, Dead Man's Hand, Brad Taylor, joining us from Charleston on the show this morning. Brad, thank you so much. Our thanks to HarperCollins Publishers for sponsoring this interview, and take care.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Nisha. All right, still